So pleasant morning, everyone. This is Gnana Soundari. I would like to introduce myself. And first and foremost, I would like to thank Ms. Pravina for this wonderful opportunity and for this platform. Once again, I'm so grateful for those people. And this is Gnana Soundari, who is an English educator. I have an experience of about 8 years. And over the 8 years of experience, I am teaching communication for the students, and I'm helping them to improve their communication skill, grammar skill, and I'm also a teacher working in ICC school. That's all from our side. So we can start our session today. I have chosen the topic that is based on teaching English the smart way, from grammar to real communication. So I want to help teacher because I have also been in this situation. I want to improve the grammar skills, also the communication skill for my children. So today we are going to see. I have a question for everyone. Imagine this. Actually, it's not an imagination. Every teacher has faced this. Your students aces every grammar test, but goes silent when ordering food or chatting with a friend in English. For example, every teacher has this kind of a kid in our class. Maybe he can score 100 out of 100 if you're providing the worksheet. The kid is ready to give answer for every grammar questions. He's ready to give. He can ready to say the rules and the concepts. He know all the definitions of grammar. But he is hesitant to speak English when it comes to communication. If you are giving some topics for the child, he'll be like hesitate to talk. He becomes silent. I hope that every teacher faces a situation. He may be very good at academics, but he's not good at communication. So today I am going to share you some kind of an effective methods what I have used in my class, because I too face this kind of a situation, how to improve that child's communication skill. I do strongly believe in communication skill as an English teacher, because apart from the grammar teaching, first comes communication. Then we can go with the accuracy. So we have to let the child to speak. I have to share you that one particular thing with you all. If we are when we are teaching English for the children, we always use the translation method. Yes or no? We always use the translation method. But I have a question for everyone. When we learned our own mother tongue, when we learned our very beginning in our childhood, we have all learned our mother tongue. Have our mother used any kind of a translation method? No, she didn't use. But now we are well versed in our language. We are able to speak very confidently in our um, mother tongue. If I'm giving you a topic in your mother tongue, I'm asking you to speak. Just go with your mother tongue. Even your child. If you are giving a topic to a child and asking him or her to speak in his or her mother tongue, so he'll be quite ready to talk about, he will be very excited because he's very comfortable with the language of his mother tongue. Why? The question is why? Because when we learned our mother tongue, we didn't have any translation method. I hope that everyone agree with me. No translation method when we learned our own mother tongue. Our mama used to say, this is mama, this is papa. So we have understood. Why we have understood? The repetition and the, like, when I speak, my child used to speak. So it starts from the teacher. That if you want to improve the communication skill for your child, please start from yourself. You have to speak English with your child. You have to communicate. Make the child to so comfortable when even they are making errors, make them so comfortable. So when the child is speaking, one thing I should say, when a child is speaking, don't stop the child, even he is speaking in a wrong way. Once he complete the whole sentence, once he complete his conversation, and then tell him like there is a slight error here, you have to change this way. So if you because this is the way what our parents did when we were in a childhood. I hope so. Like so, when we made errors, they were not shouting at us. They politely corrected us. Not if we are telling any word in a wrong way in our mother tongue, our mother or father politely in a happy manner, they just corrected us. So that is the reason why we are being so comfortable in our mother tongue. I want every teachers to take the same method when you are teaching in English. So as I said you now, we have seen this kind of a students. Those are very great in academics, but not in communication skill. So in the next 20 minutes, we are going to discover how to move the students from the memorizing rule and to using the English in real life, which is very, very, very important. So, for example, if you are teaching tenses in your class, for example, today my class is tenses, I'm going to introduce tense topic to my children. I should not and I must not start with a definition. I presume that many teachers are following this traditional method. We call it as a traditional method. If you are about to teach tenses to the child, please don't start with a definition or any memorization rule like this is a formula of tenses, this is a formation of tenses, this is a definition, this is a rule. If you are starting in that way, the child, in the very beginning, the child gets bored. We also, if you're teaching to me, or if someone is teaching you the grammar in a very traditional method, we get bored. So in the next 20 minutes, we are going to see how we can move the students from the memorizing room to make them to use English in a very confident way and also in a happy way. So I'm starting with, as I said you before, students, here we have the grammar tab and real world freeze. So a student who can perfectly masters the rule on paper, he can get 100 out of 100. It is all about the conscious learn. The student learn in a very conscious way. He'll be like, if you're providing the worksheet, if you're asking the rules, if you're asking the definition, the child is very ready to tell all the rules, all the definition. He knows everything. But when it comes to communication, he lacks and he freezes completely for the real conversation. I want to and share one thing like the teachers, those who are teaching language, teach it as a language, not as a subject. So we are a language teachers, we are teaching another language. So we have to make them so comfortable, we have to make them so confident to use that language in their day-to-day life. For example, if I am taking tenses to my class, today topic is tenses for me, I'm taking it to my class. So in a smart way, how can I teach tenses to my children to make them to understand the concept, also to use that in real life? If I am taking it today, I'll be starting with their day-to-day life. Tenses is all about time traveling, just like yes or no. So I should talk with my children about what they did yesterday, what they are doing today, and what are they going to do tomorrow. So start with their regular day-to-day basis. So with that, if you're talking about their daily routine, they will connect with you. So what is the important thing is connection between you and the students. If I'm starting with the definition, this is the definition of grammar, this is the definition of tenses, this is the rule, and when I'm entering, I'm making the child to say what is a formula for present tense, what is a formula for past tense. So obviously the child is able to memorize everything. Yeah, child has a super memory power. But the next, I know, I presume that many teachers are facing this. You may be teaching the tenses today with the formulas, with the definition in a perfect way. But when you're entering in the next class, the next week class, or the tomorrow's class, when you're asking the question, your child forgets everything. And we'll be like, only yesterday I just taught you, you forgot. So why? The reason is we are going with a traditional method, like explaining the rules, drill, and taking written tests, providing the worksheets, and drilling them like what is the formula for the present tense, what is the formula for past tense. So they are memorizing it. If you are following this traditional method, I am pretty sure they are able to memorize. They can score marks, but you cannot expect the perfect English communication from the child. You can't expect that confidence from your child. So the smart way is like start with the real context. Ask them, what is the daily habit what is the habit that you have? What is the daily habit? What is the repeated actions? Tell me some kind of a scientific facts that you know, some kind of a universal truth that you know. So when you're connecting with the student by this, I have a meaningful interaction because when you're asking this kind of a question, the students pop ups. Yes, they would like to share plenty of things with the teachers. They love to share if we are talking about their personal things. And you should use grammar as support. And then you can, once the students start to say all those answers, and then you can slowly you can take the grammar and the grammar structure, the formation, the rules, the formulas, and then you can take. If you are taking the traditional method, so immediately the child forgets. That is the thing that you should focus on. And so today I'm going to give you the methods, what are legends and what the successful teacher already used in the classes. So that is the method I'm going to share you today. All the pedagogies and method that I'm going to share you today is all about 10 decades of research. Our researchers and our teachers have used this kind of methods, and they have seen a successful results. Also, I'm also the best example because I too have been in the situation like I am seeing my child scoring very good in grammar, but he or she is not able to speak or communicate in English. Then I researched myself. Then I started using this kind of a method. This worked in a very wonderful way. So that is why I would like to. That is why I have taken this as a topic because every English teacher has this kind of a problem. How can I make my child to communicate? He is very good at grammar, or else some kind of a child he's not even understanding what the concept. I am teaching them more than 100 times, but my child is not able to understand. So what can I do? So we have three research pillar here, which is actually a successful method has have been used by our successful teachers. Here first we have three pillars. That is comprehensible ration method. I hope that everyone knows about Prashan. If you don't know, he has given some kind of successful methods. Prashant clearly says, please don't use the memorization method in your classes. Don't make a child to memorize the formulas. Don't make a child to memorize the definitions. Don't do that for heaven's sake. Start it with the understanding method. Just connect with the children. Just take an example from the real life. When you are taking the example from the real life day-to-day happenings, definitely the child, at least for 100, they can at least understand 50% of concept they remember. When you are asking again in the next classes, they are able to answer you. They won't make you answer. I have already taught you this 100 times. Why can't you understand this? We always have a question as children. Also, it's not about the child. So the way we have to understand that in which way the child loves to learn, loves to communicate. Our goal is to make the child to communicate. That's all. And then it comes to grammar and accuracy and everything. First, you have to break their the hesitation, the reluctance they have. So and on top of that, when a child is ready to speak, when a child is ready to communicate, for heaven's sake, don't break their confidence in between, like telling them, no, it's wrong. So let them to complete their sentence, let them to finish their conversation, and then very politely tell them like, okay, fine. It's a very good job, but still you have to change these things. There is an error. It can be also said in this way. So a child is ready to understand, but we have to choose a smart way. That's it. So I hope that already we have. As a teacher, we know this kind of a methods like communicative language teaching, the CLT method, task-based language teaching, TBLT. These are the three pillars that we are going to talk about. Here I have the comprehensive pillar. I would like my teachers, please, you can start these methods from the very next class because it's very easy for teachers. This is not way I'm teaching you, not a very, you don't want to put effort. As a teacher, I can give a tips for my teachers. You don't want to put your 100% effort. The smart teachers put 40% of effort, and the 60% of effort, you have to make the students to involve. Let the students to put their effort in a light way, not like giving a pressure or giving a stress to students. First, make them feel comfortable. Don't stress them. Don't pressure them. Don't give that anxiety for them, and don't give them the fear to talk. So you have to clear all those things first in the first place, and then you should start your methodologies. Here I have the very first pillar: comprehensible input, engaging stories. For example, if you're introducing some topic to them, first ask them to any kind of a story. If I'm asking them to speak about past tense, I should ask, have you ever seen Ghost? Every child pops up. Is or not? Every child pops up. Like, I have seen the ghost. I have seen the ghost. So that time, you are making them comfortable. You are telling them stories. You are asking their stories and showing the videos or showing the flashcards that you're using. So first connect with the children. That is a very first pillar. And the next one is communicative teaching. Also, the next very important method, expressing opinions and solving problems. So make the child to talk. For example, focus heavily on genuine human interaction. When the students love to talk, I think like every teacher experiences, students love to talk. They love to talk with us. So choose a topic which make them to more excited. So from that, you can talk with the children, ask them what is your favorite thing, or what you have what is just your favorite meal, and what which is the place that you have ever traveled to, and what would you like to do in the future? What is your ambition? For what purpose you are choosing this ambition? What you're going to do in the future? So just make them to talk. So you have to pull out from the uh, child. So they should talk. So if I'm taking the class, I am not supposed to, if it is a 40 minutes of class, I should take only 15 or 20 minutes. The remaining 20 minutes I should be given to the students. So I am not supposed to take the 30 minutes of class. So I should, that's a lecture method. You're not supposed to, teacher should not take too much of time to teaching them or telling them the rules and examples. No, don't do that. Take 20 minutes, and after 20 minutes, just involve the child. And if you're providing a worksheet, if you're providing any videos, please don't simply play the video and make the child to understand. No, don't do that. So in between, pause the video and tell them, see, what is a sentence structure they have used for present tense? See, what is the sentence structure they have used for past tense? So where you have to use past tense, what are the clue words that you can use? When we can use the past tense? So this is the things that we should tell them. So simply, if we are playing the videos, we think like videos can make the child to understand in a better way in this world. So we are just getting AI video and just playing in the class. No, it is not going to help because that distract the child, like seeing some pictures or colors. So in between, you should pass the video and tell them this is the way that they use the past tense. And also, they should also enjoy the video. Along with that, they should also learn what is the tense, what is tenses, where should I use tense, and when should I use tense, and what is actually a tense is. So because tense is the most important thing for the communication or the language or anything. So first, communication is important. Then comes the accuracy, and then comes the grammar. And the next method is task-based teaching. Yes, it's very important. Real world because when it comes to task based, many teacher provides plenty of worksheets. You people can say like I am providing a number of worksheets. I am giving more worksheets, but still I am not seeing any improvement in my child. Why? There is a question. The reason is don't give the worksheets in the fill in the blank space. Don't give that. If you are giving like again, I'm taking an example for tenses. If you are giving the present tense worksheets, you make it as an objective method or the fill in the blanks method. Please don't do that. Make the child to make a sentences. So if you are creating a worksheet, please make it more creative. So make them to, if you are doing the worksheet in the classes, please make the students to sit in a group. They love it. They seriously love it. So in every group, you should have one stronger child to help the child, to help the remaining children. So make them sit in the group or sit with their friends and provide the worksheets and put at least one stronger child in the group so that if someone is lagging, they can help. They love to help each other. Your learning is one of the, we call it as a power teaching. So if they're not comfortable with this, they can be more comfortable with their friends. If their friend is teaching for them, they will be very comfortable to get. And also the when they are doing the group worksheets, then don't forget because they will discuss many things like their own real life slice of life they can share it, but they won't easily forget the concepts, they won't easily forget how to the understanding of the concept of tenses. So if you are providing the worksheet for the children, please don't go with the simple objective method, simple fill in the blanks. Don't do that. Change the worksheet method to here we are seeing like real world tasks, natural communication, grammar discovery, and many legends. They used to say like an English teacher's goal should be attaining the language acquisition, not making them to score good marks in grammar. So as a teacher, I usually tell my students like, no, I'm not a teacher who is going to expect the marks when it comes to grammar. I'm expecting the good communication. Whether my child is able to communicate with someone in a confident way, even my child is making it, no problem. So making errors is fine because still I too make error. Everyone just make a grammatic error. That happens because we're all humans. No problem. So we have to correct it, but correct that in a very polite way. Every English teacher's goal should be like attaining a language acquisition. My child should acquire language, making a non-native speaker to native speaker. So make them to speak English language like their mother tongue. So when it comes to mother tongue, everyone is somewhat quite comfortable. As I had given a good example in the beginning, that we didn't have any translation method. So that should be followed. And in your class, if you're using a translation method, please reduce it. We can use a translation method, but not much. So you have to reduce the translation method. If you want to use it, use where it is necessary. If you are completely dependent on translating the whole content, so your child will be dependent for the translation method. They won't be ready to communicate in English. So what is important is like many teacher I have seen like you have to speak only in English with the children. Converse. So once you start this method, definitely your child is somewhat they start to try to speak only in English with you too. So, and also tell you if you are teaching adult learners, tell them to think in English. It's a very powerful method. If they are not very comfortable, some kind of an introvert child will be there for them. Ask them to speak with themselves because we are speaking with us for 24 bar 7. I hope so. This is the way I learned my English. So I used to speak, still now I used to speak with me only in English. So because only we are the person don't put us down. So ask your children to how to think in English. So that is a wonderful effective, another tip for improving your English. And the next one. So I have so far I spoken about the three pillars. That is the communication, teaching, and that task-based learning, and also the Krashen method, which is not a memorization. Which is among these three pillars, the very important pillar is no memorization rule. From your very next class, take this as your takeaway. Please don't use the memorization rule. If you're following the memorization rule, your child never understand the concept. Again, you have to, because why you should not take a memorization rule is all about, you have to reteach it again for the children. They can't understand. So here we have the next method one, real life role plays. Instead of just providing the worksheets, fill in the blanks, you just go give them the flashcards and take a two children in a pair and ask them to stand in front of the class, give them a flashcards. Like one is ordering a food at a restaurant, one is a waiter. So ask them to speak those dialogues. So if, for example, I am a customer and someone is make another child as a waiter, like I am ordering food to that particular person, they love it. They love this kind of real life role plays. So instead of the drill method, you can use this kind of a method, which is very effective. And the information gap, very interesting one. Student A is info, student B is info, and give a kind of a worksheet. And students A info can be hidden in the students B's info, and so that they can find it out. So these are all the very engaging method that you can make the students to involve themselves. They would be like very interested to do all these things. If any teachers are giving plenty of worksheets, please change your worksheets model method. That would be very interesting for students because I myself have seen, because I am also the teacher. I should accept that. Before I'm also one of the teachers who was using those fill in the blanks worksheets and giving them a plenty of worksheets, giving them a plenty of objective method worksheets. That didn't work out. Then I just went with then I researched everywhere. Then I found out this kind of a methods. I applied and I applied in this in my class. I have seen the interest, the excitement in my students, and I love it. I started to love it. So they were wonderful in doing those worksheets. They also every students. I have seen the engagement and they say the involvement of my students. So I prefer this. And the third method is the three-stage task lesson, which is pre-task for 5 minutes and task for 15 minutes and post-task 5 minutes. First, introduce the topic and the key phrases. If you're introducing adverbs or adjective, just introduce a topic with their day-to-day life basis. And task plan a real-world scenario. If I am providing a task like worksheets, I am providing a tense worksheet or I'm providing an adverb worksheet. First, just tell them how should they do that. And then start with the task plan a real-world scenario. Make the two child. Actually, please put two child together. Like it's a pair task. One child should be a stronger one child should be a weaker one, so that they can help each other. And post task, highlight and grammar and practice. After completing all those things, highlight the grammar, how the grammar should be used, how it should be practiced. This is also one of the best method. And the next one, this is one of the example I have to say you. So if you are making this kind of a worksheets, like planning a weekend, so you are telling your child to plan a weekend under a budget, like I'm having only 500 or 100, you're going for a trip or you're going for shopping. With 100 or 200 rupees, you have to complete the shopping, and these are on the list, grocery list that you should buy. How will you manage it? So it will be very interesting for the child. So here, students present their finalized plan to the class. So it will make the whole class be very excited. And the teacher reviews the comparatives they naturally use and the grammar what they use, and they support. The teacher should support it. Okay, so first you have to encourage. The children always expect the encouragement. They love the encouragement and they love the teacher's encouragement especially. And grammar supports the task. And then you support and tell them the grammar should be used in this way, but not the reverse. Okay, so pair work, seriously, the pair work works very well according to me. And then the next one that we are going to see is like the last method. Okay, the last method that we're going to see is highly effective method, which is four pace method. Method four is the pace model for grammar context teaching without let's say, if when you're teaching the grammar or any vocabulary, very important, it's a very important thing. When you're teaching a vocabulary to your children, so please don't go with this. This is the meaning of this word. For example, if I'm telling like legible, so it's all about the clear enough to read. It's a readable. It's an understanding handwriting. So if you're teaching in this way, they can't understand. So if you're teaching a vocabulary to your child, vocabulary is also important for communicating in English. How can I implement vocabulary teaching for my child? So provide reading comprehension worksheet, which is very, very, very important. Reading comprehension is the most important thing for your children, because from the reading comprehension they will be learning. They have the contextual learning, how the word can be used. Very important. How the word should be used. How the like in a reading comprehension, a child can learn the grammar, the vocabulary, and the contextual learning. Because we all know that one word has 25 synonyms in English, which has a different meanings. It changed according to the context. So you should teach your child how to use the vocabulary in a context method. That is also very, very important. It's the PACE model, we call it as, which is like the presentation. PACE model is all about presentation, attention, and co-construct and extension. First, you have to, if I am showing the video for my child, I'm presenting a video. This is a presentation. Then I am making the students to, I'm grabbing the attention of the children. We are discussing together and make the child to immediately apply it in their day-to-day life. If I am teaching grammar, if I'm teaching tenses, make them to immediately apply. For example, if I'm teaching present tense or past tense, I should make my child to immediately apply in their day-to-day life. For example, tomorrow when they are talking about what they did yesterday, so they are if they are about they should imply those kind of concepts in their day-to-day life. It's very, very important also. There is a pace four method. Very important: presentation, attention, and co-construct, and then extension. And you talk about how it works, the grammar structure, and how the perfect syntax and everything you can say at the last. So communication comes first, and then you can go with the accuracy. First, make the child to talk. Let the child to talk. Don't stop them. Don't tell them, no, it's wrong. Stop. Okay, then sit down. Don't tell the child like, okay, fine, sit down. Don't stop them in between like, okay, it's enough. You can sit down. Let them to complete the whole conversation. And some teachers can ask me like, but we have to work like along with the management. We have to complete the portion. We don't have timing, so we don't have time. We have to complete the portion, the exams, the marks. Aside, the parent ask the question why my child is taking a low mark. So I'm not telling take this whole method. Start like 5 months. If tomorrow you're starting a class, try these methods. What I said you for 5 months. The communication method you can start at least for 5 months. Ask them, talk with them. It will be more interesting the last 5 minutes, because a child can only listen to the class for about 20 or 25 minutes. Yes, scientifically. So at the last every of your class, spend the last 5 minutes to talk with your child. Talk about their day and what they did yesterday, and just listen to them how they speak, how they talk. So that will make your child to get connect with you. So you have to first have the connection with the children. If they start to love you, or if they feel so comfortable. I can hear that many people used to say, the teachers, be friendly with the children. I can't, according to me, in my opinion, teachers don't want to be friendly. What the child is expecting is the trust. You should be kind, must be kind. But what is the most important thing is trust and the comfortable. Okay, if I make any mistakes, they should have that belief that my teacher won't like judge me, she won't shout at me, she can understand me. So every child needs that, every child needs that. So I want my teachers to understand this concept, and you have to take I hope that you people are taking away this concept today. Like, very important is the last method is a pace method, which is very important, which is presentation and attention, and then co-construct. Immediately, co-construct is all about immediately applying what you're teaching. Just apply it. And when you are giving the worksheet for the children, you are going to take away these things today. You're going to start. I request that please start this method from the very next class, where when tomorrow, then just start with this. Don't give any plain worksheets to make them to fill in the blanks, and instead give them like a conversation method. Also, you can give them a dialogue method, like or else make them to write the dialogue between. Just give a content like write a dialogue between you and your friend that you are going for shopping, or you are going on to a restaurant ordering the food. So also I request my teachers to use some of the AI methods, which is very effective. I am also using that methods recently. But even though the AI has come, so I want to end that the session with this. Like, even though we have too much of AI technologies, which is going to help the children, but only the teacher can understand a child. Only teacher can help the child. So because we are so empathetic. Only because students love teachers. Make your students to love you, and also like whenever that you are teaching any kind of topic, please make sure that you're not making your child to memorize. Don't tell them memorize this one, memorize this one. It's very important. Now, V1, if you're telling that V1, V2, V3, yes, that is a memorization method, the regular and irregular verbs. But don't start with the memorization book. From tomorrow or today onwards, please stop this traditional method, taking to the classes like introducing a definition, introducing the rule, introducing all the exceptions. Child from grade 3 to 4, a child won't be ready for those all things, because they're for example, if I am handling for grade 3, my child won't be ready to hear all those rules, all those exceptions. They can't even understand. Think about the child. If I'm speaking about this is the definition of tenses, this is the definition of rules, then there is also exceptions. The child can't understand anything. So how can I connect with the child? We started with their day-to-day life, and share your slice of life, ask their slice of life, ask them to speak. So if you have any introvert child in class, better make a group work, a pair work, because we can't, and also don't push any child to speak or something. Understand the child what he needs and work accordingly. That is what a teacher's job, I think so. And I when I am
Definitely.
ending the session with, so today we have to learn, like, when you are teaching English, teach English as a language. Don't use it as a subject. Don't teach it as a subject. Teach English as a language. And that's all with my side. Thank you for this wonderful opportunity.
Thank you so much, Miss Gnana Soundari. Can you stop sharing the screen, ma'am?
Yes, ma'am.
You can keep your camera on.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Thank you so much. So, since we have only 5 minutes left for the Q&A, I'll just ask you a couple of questions on the summary of your talk, as mentioned in the
Yes,
beginning.
ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
So, how do you manage large class sizes with these interactive methods, ma'am?
If we have more than 25 students in our classes that we couldn't manage, so this is why I said the group methods works very well. I should make my child to I can't, if I have more than 20, more than 25 students in my class, I have only 40 understand. So I have to take it in a slow way. So as I said, you that to improve the communication, I can start everything in that. I can put everything in that 40 minutes. So at least I should spend 5 minutes in my class to today I'm asking five students, and the next day I'm asking the five students. At least in a week I can interact with every child. So if every child, because the childs are so active, so if every child is popping out, we have to maintain the classroom rules. So make the kid to understand and make them to comfortable. So for the 40 minute session, I have to go in a very slow way. Like today, I'm spending 5 minutes with the conversation and communication method, and the next day I should take that same 5 minutes. I can't start everything in a day. So among the large students, the group discussion works well. I have to split them into two. I have to provide, if I have a different kind of students, I have to provide different kinds of worksheets or different kinds of activity-based things. That's all.
So, what are your favorite task-based activities for different grammar topics?
Worksheet, which is worksheet is that group discussion way, ma'am. I won't give a as I said you, I don't want to give worksheets like a fill in the blanks or objective. If I'm making a 10 worksheets, I just give all those pictures in my worksheets and make my children to say what you did yesterday and where you have gone, where you went yesterday, and what are you going to do in future. So I'll just put a picture into it and make my child to sit with their friends. That is the thing I am doing in my class. I let them to sit with their friends with the worksheet and they discuss together. I have seen the great involvement in that particular activity. It's my favorite activity. One, because before I'm also a teacher, I was also a teacher who gave the worksheets like fill in the blanks and objective. But later, once I jumped into this kind of an activity, I was so excited to see my children. But the children, those who were shy and those who were not even they didn't even open their mouth, but when I have given this activity, I have seen myself like they involved with an excitement. And also they understood the concept. When they are learning, the peer learning works wonder, ma'am.
Mhm. So, did you face any challenges implementing these methods, ma'am, in your journey?
Yes, I have. I am still facing some kind of children are there. Maybe whatever the methods that they are using, a distraction. If a child easily get distracted, and still they can't understand what I am teaching them. In a class, every teacher has like five or two child like that. Still, I'm facing it. But sorry, but still, I am working with. I am researching for that. I just for that particular child, I should help them. So for the particular child, I'll just call them and I'll ask them, what is the method that you want me to teach? Shall we go with the story method? Shall we go with the worksheet method? And some of the child are ready to speak with me, ma'am. Shall we play this kind of a game? Shall we go with the game method? So I am still facing it because the grammar, cause some students, those who have learned the grammar with some other teachers, they register in their mind like grammar is a tough. Grammar is tough, so I can't learn grammar because they have learned the grammar in a traditional way. So when I am handling such students, when I'm handling that batch, so I'm coming from the beginning. I'm starting the grammar from the nouns, from parts of speech and everything. So that is a situation which is very challenging for me. For example, I'm taking a grade 6 or 7 students. They don't know what is now because they have gone through the traditional method before. So I have to start my again. I have to start even though I have the different portions, but I should start from the beginning of the parts of speech now. So that is a challenge I'm still facing now.
Great. Last but not the least, ma'am, what measurable improvements have you observed in your students?
Communication, ma'am. They started to speak in a confident way because I have given the comfortable. I'm not. I don't put my students in a comfort zone. There is a vast difference between the giving comfortable and putting in comfort zone. I would like to take them out of the comfort zone. I make them, but I give the comfortable the confidence. I do strongly believe in the communication skill than the academics because that is going to help them in future because communication is very important for the child. So I have clearly seen the improvement in their communication. Even though they are making errors, they speak in English. Even though they try when they are speaking for about 1 minute. If they are telling me some stories, they stop in between. But in between, my child won't think or they won't utter any words in their mother tongue. He or she still searching the word in English. They are still trying. So that is a wonderful thing. Like I have seen in my child the measures that I have taken for them. I have improved their communication skill. I have helped their communication skill. That is what made me happy, and still it's making me happy. So also my students used to tell me, now I am able to speak confidently, ma'am. I am able to take English in a very comfortable way. So this is I want to do, like I want to make every child to confidently speak in English. That is my language acquisition. In one line, the bottom line, I should say, like a language acquisition is important for every teacher. I should acquire the language for my child, but I should not use any memorization rule. I should take the smart.
Yes. Thank you so much for that insightful and thought-provoking presentation, ma'am. And we truly
Thank you, ma'am.
appreciate you sharing your expertise on our platform today. Before I end the
Yes,
session, anything else you want to mention?
I am truly grateful for you people. I should say, and I must say, thank you for this wonderful opportunity. Thank you for this platform. And still, I am so happy that you people are encouraging all the teachers and respecting all those ideas and giving them the opportunity, which is very, very happy to hear. And I want you to keep up the good work. I'm so happy that I joined with you. And thank you. Thank you so much, ma'am.
Thank you so much, ma'am. I'll end the session now. Have a great day.
Thank you.